got my guest host, Dr. Musa Abdullah.
How's everybody doing? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good. How you feeling, bro? You good?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay today. I'm doing all right today.
Man, everything looks good on this end, man. Okay. I'm gonna jump on the internet, just make sure we are live up there. Can you see us on YouTube?
I don't even have it. I don't even have it running, brother. I just trust. I trust the process.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I do too, but you know what I'm saying. I be acting crazy sometimes, so I'm a verify.
Okay. Right.
I'm a verify, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't mean no harm, but
I got you. I got you.
People be messing up, bro.
Right.
We good. I see us on your channel though.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. There. Good. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up. You know. So let me just verify my issues running, man. But it was 83 degrees yesterday.
Man,
today it snowed.
Listen, today it snowed today, and yesterday I was down in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and it was 80 degrees, and I was not prepared. I was like, "What the heck is this?" Yeah, man, it was rough.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we straight. Okay.
Are we good to go?
We good to go, man. I just don't know sometimes, man.
No, I understand.
Switching stuff on a brother, man. I don't know what they be trying to do, man. So man, it's been a minute, man. Look, everybody on the YouTube channel, man. Oh, I'm also on Facebook tonight. We're on Facebook. We're on Rumble. We're on X.
Okay. All right. So we're all over the place, huh?
We're on Kick. We're on like 4 platforms at once, bro.
Okay, I like it.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody say what's up. Go see my man at All Things Education, All Things Official Education. How you say it?
All Things Education Official, foundational black, educational news from a foundational Black American man's perspective. There you go. So come check me out, see what you like. If you like, please follow me on my social media handles at Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X. Subscribe, please. Subscribe. Let's get my viewer count up tonight, please. Come on over and subscribe.
Man, same thing, man. If you follow my channel, go follow Dr. Musa Abdullah as well, man. This is my brother right here. We do this. We team up and do a show every second Thursday of every month, man. So this is like, I guess, show number 4.
Yeah, you know what? It might be. It might be. We've connected so many times. I don't know. The lines are blurred, but it's always been a good time.
Yeah, man. It's dope, man.
Yeah.
Now, you said coming to the gate, you said, yo, I got something I want to put on the table. So what's up, fam?
Okay, listen. So check this out. So as you can see today, I have on my fraternity letters, and that's very intentional. I'm going to tell you why that's intentional. Because your boy, Roland Martin, he happens to be a member of my organization. And I wanted to give you some balance. Not everybody is buck dancing and tap dancing for the Democratic Party. But I must admit, there is a serious problem in my fraternity of people like a Roland Martin. We got a lot of, because, you know, in case you did not know, Governor Wes Moore is a member of my fraternity.
Yeah.
See, now there's a big dichotomy. There's a big shift, and there's big separation between camps, because on the other side, you got brothers like Dick Gregory, who's a member of our organization. Right, who was a member. Rest in power to Dick Gregory.
Always.
Right. And even though I may not fully align with everything this next brother has to say, I know he has the interests of our people in heart, and that's Brother Cornell West.
Okay.
He's a member of the fraternity as well. And my fraternal organization, for me, my anniversary is tomorrow. I'll be a member of 35 years. And I'm going to talk to people, let them know that Roland Martin throws on his letters and people always say, oh, he's boule, and then they attribute his mindset to all of us. But no, I'm a foundational Black American, man. I'm down for my people first, second, and third. And I believe in being honest. I'm an independent. I don't align myself with any party. I believe in policy. Also, let me give a shout out to those brothers that are doing the good work. I can talk this talk and walk this walk because I'm financial. I'm a life member. I'm on the education committee. I'm a social service committee. So I pay my dues. So I do all of that. So I have a right to run my mouth. I don't know what Roly Poly does. I have no idea. But what I can say is that brother and I, we do not align politically. And some of the things he says about our people is reprehensible. And I don't appreciate it. So if a brother has a problem with what I have to say, be sure to check him as well. Right.
Right.
So I want to give a shout out to my home chapter of Epsilon Xi at Western Michigan University, my current chapter at Gamma Alpha Lambda and Brooklyn, and my past home chapter, my beautiful brothers of Rho Psi Lambda in the Bronx. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Give it up for that, man. Yo, I gotta say, sound like somebody may have pissed you off a little bit there, dog. What happened, bro? You came in kind of high, like
brother,
made you had to get somebody straight.
Brother, I saw you. I watched your broadcast, and when you highlighted what Roland Martin will not say about the immigrant situation.
Oh, okay.
When I saw that, I saw you had on my letters. I said, "Oh, here we go."
Okay.
Yeah, so I watched that. I was a little hot when I was watching it because, you know, he does have a Haitian background, so we must never forget that part.
That's true.
Right? But what upsets me is that brothers like him, they praise a Governor West more, and I do have brothers that are like-minded, such as myself and you. And I was talking to one of my brothers, by a beautiful brother by the name of Jason Gamble, and we build and talk about our situation as Foundation Black Americans, specifically as FBA in New York, and that's a whole nother ball game because we are surrounded by immigrants. That's, you know, this is an immigrant stronghold.
Right.
And we talk about how a lot of our communities are just inundated with other cultures, which we don't have a problem with that, but we do recognize that they're infiltrating all the councils, the city board, all the local government, and we're just slowly being erased, brother, specifically in New York. You know, people don't know where immigrants began and FBA's in. You just can't tell, you know, and I just want to put that out there that these brothers are not all represented. We are not a monolith. We may have joined the same organization, but when I saw that video and I saw him wearing the letters, I said, that's why people come at me crazy when they see me with my letters on, like, oh, you in Roland Martin's fraternity. No, sir.
Man.
No, we happen to be in the same organization, but we do not have the same mindset.
Well, you know, I never considered that. Now, I did take note of him wearing the letters last time because when I was making a thumbnail, sometimes I recreate images to make the thumbnail, and I was like, okay, I got to put this, you know, Alpha Phi Alpha.
Right.
You know, I had to describe to AI what I wanted his shirt to say because to match what he was wearing in case people need to be refreshed about where I got the clip from.
Absolutely. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I get you, man. It's like, that's the thing, man. People group people together based on things that, you know, it may or may not have anything to do with his mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
Well, he might have been, you know, people always say he's Boule. That's Sigma Pi Phi, which he probably is. I don't know. He may have said it. I don't pay attention. Okay. I stopped listening to Roland Martin over 15, 20 years ago. So I couldn't tell you, but I do recognize that we're at war, brother.
Yeah.
And we are at war from all sides.
Yeah.
We have, you know, we got your YT supremacists. You got your hostile immigrant class, because not all immigrants have that mindset. We got to be clear about that.
That's true.
And when you hear terms like tether and stuff like that, that doesn't apply to you just because you're an immigrant. Tether is an actionable word. You are purposely aligning yourself with white supremacy to get benefits at the backs of foundational Black American struggle. And you thwart our efforts to get justice, specifically in the areas of reparations. And, you know, so getting rid of that generic African term like African American, because let it be known, Elon Musk is an African American,
right? You
know, and moving forward, we need to align ourselves with one another. Our community is strong. We did so many things during slavery, post-slavery, during Jim Crow, during segregation, during civil rights. We did so many beautiful things. And I think it's about time. I'm so happy that we have decided to come together as a community and stand up for what we believe in. And now we're actually making more strides towards reparations. It's part of the national conversation now. When politicians come out there, there's always somebody in the crowd saying, okay, cool, we hear all of that, but what you gonna do for us? And I can say just 10 years ago, that was not the conversations that we were having.
Yeah.
We were just happy to vote for somebody who looked like us. But the days of, oh, he looks like me is enough, those days are slowly coming to an end.
Them days is over, brother. And, you know, we're going to have some people that are going to be slow to the draw. That's how it is. Yeah. I think in any society, you got people that just need to catch up. You know what I'm saying? And we need to inform them and bring them along. But I'm seeing a consensus, as you pointed out, bro. It's a lot better than it was just 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I forgot to talk about one particular individual. I know if you've been hearing about your boy, the released individual, Kwame Kilpatrick.
Yeah.
He was a member of our organization until 12 or 13 years ago when we put him out because of all his nefarious acts in Detroit, Michigan. And I'm going to tell you something, brother. When I called that before he even was put into office as mayor.
Wow.
I called it. And people say now they're talking about, because he made a big video talking about how he renounces the fraternity and things like that. And now all of my fraternity brothers are up in arms like, oh, you can go on here. We don't care. I said, but I told you this was who he was back when he ran for mayor. And people say, well, how did you know? I said, I pay attention to the little things. As an educator, you got to, because you're dealing with children. And they may show a sign of something small that is an indication of something much larger.
Wow. Wow.
And what I saw him do is when he campaigned, he was just, a normal guy going around trying to garner votes. Well, when he was inaugurated, I remember he put that diamond earring back in his ear for his inauguration. I said, oh, that's not a good look. They said, what do you mean? I said, that shows you he has no integrity. They said, oh, you got all of that from an earring? I said, you think it's just an earring. What I see is him changing costumes. I said, who he was when he was campaigning is not the guy you see getting sworn in as mayor. And it's like they thought I was crazy. And here we are. Now he's went to prison for all types of crimes.
Mm-hmm.
He was pardoned by Trump.
Right.
So he stomped for Trump. And now that people are calling him for what he is, and the city's like, where's our money?
What?
Now he's like, well, I'm going to renounce the fraternity, those so-called brothers of mine. Well, were you a brother to the men and women in the city of Detroit when you were embezzling their funds?
What?
So we can go past these letters. What about those other brothers and sisters in the city of Detroit, one of the blackest cities in the country?
Yeah.
Were you a brother to them? And I would say no.
Yeah, man. When you speak of being able to determine where somebody's coming from based on like how they little things you pick up on, man. Let me ask you, brother.
Sure.
What do you think about comedian Godfrey?
You know what? He's definitely not a tether. I'll say that. He's definitely not that. He does, because he acknowledges that his success comes from our community. He acknowledges that his family would never have been able to come here were it not for our struggles. With the Immigration Act, we fought for that. And he speaks on behalf of foundational Black Americans. And I love him for that. Sometimes he does say some things that make me a little leery, but I do recognize that that's just what it is. He's going to do that. But I think he's an ally to our community, brother. And I think he is pretty funny, too. Whenever he makes those jokes about Dominican Republic, I know Black Poppy, that it just hits me so hard because I remember hearing that from Dominicans. I've had conversations with where they said that, too. So it's so funny. But I think he's a good dude. He's a good dude. Every now and then I got to dissect some of the things he says. But for the most part, I think he's allied pretty strong with our community.
Man, bro, I don't know what it is about him, man, and I appreciate you being honest about it, man, but I don't know what it is, man. I just think he's manipulative, man.
Really? Talk to me. Why you think so?
Man, I just feel like, he uses his scholarship to position himself a certain way, to align himself with Black Americans, because that's what a bag is. Ain't no bag over there. I mean, I heard him be very vocal about his Nigerian heritage.
Right.
I heard him be, very proud of it and talking and blah, 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 and, growing up with two, Nigerian parents.
Right.
I forget the clan, but
I don't know if it's Igbo or Yoruba. I don't know which one.
I think it's the Igbo.
Okay.
but he's very vocal, very expressive. And then there are other times he'll like switch and he'll be like very supportive. But when I hear him say this, when I heard him say, recently, whenever he gets any flack from like the FBA crowd, anybody who, says FBA and like, where you from, you African, he said, after all I do, you know what I'm saying? I stand up for black people. I'm defending black Americans and they question me, and I'm like, yo, people question me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People question
that.
You a public figure, dog.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I'm saying? People go, I never be like, nah, that I should stop being me, because people I don't know, who I've never met, had something to say. And it just felt like, dude, what are you, blackmailing us? Or is this like is this a heist? You know what I'm saying? Or what are you doing? Are you embezzling? What are you doing? It felt disgusting the way he said it. It's like, then he's bigging up Don Lemon. Like, dude, how can you truly talk about revolutionary shit and then be like, but Don Lemon be riding for us? Huh?
You know what? I think that, I think it's like anything. You're never going to be fully aligned with anybody.
Yeah.
But I definitely believe that he has multiple audiences that he has to appease. Right. And I think that you're right when he said he knows that his bag is coming from our community. Right. It's not coming from the continental African community.
Right.
He also has aligned himself with the YT community as well.
Right.
And, and when you're dealing with Don Lemon, he appeals to all types of groups, the LGBTQ, white, some foundational Black American, maybe even some immigrant, because he stomps hard for the Democrats. So I think that he probably picks apart Don Lemon and sees certain things that he does and says, okay, that looks like it's good for us. But we all know that Mr. Lemon just recently made a pivot after they bounced him off of that network. So he's trying to pivot, but in the same token, he's still trying to ingratiate himself to the DNC. So, but he does big up his Nigerian roots, which is well within his rights. But as long as he recognizes that he's here because of us, and we are the ones that are funding him for the most part.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, bro.
I'll keep my eyes out for it. I'll keep my eyes out.
It's difficult because he's very talented.
Mm-hmm.
I never take away his talent, his skill level. I love his impressions. I've been a fan of his work, but it's just when I see that, like almost like we owe him.
Yeah,
we owe him that random people on the internet gotta watch their mouth. They can't quit. Nah, dog, nah. Now he just did a podcast. He got the 154 podcast. It's an African podcast with I think it's a Nigerian brother. Them two do this podcast. They just had Joy Reid on.
Oh.
And they were talking about all things Africa. So I'm like, I see you know what it is? I see the corporate Democrat like thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And it bothers me. That's all it is. I just
listen, I get it. Listen, we may not agree 100% on the Godfrey, but I'll tell you this though, because you're my brother, I'll definitely keep my eyes open. And if I see some foolishness, I'll definitely revisit this conversation with you. I'll tell you that.
Nah, man, you know what? It's fine for us to disagree on him.
Absolutely.
He ain't the worst. You know what I'm saying? I definitely ain't the worst when it comes to standing up. I mean, he will talk about historical facts.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe just because he's been such a wealth of information that I put him in certain space. And when I see him like rocking with Don Lemon and Joy Reid, I'm like, nah, hell nah.
Well,
you been playing me this whole time? Because nobody I really rock with be rocking with that type of corporate Democrat bullshit. It's like, dog, you don't see that? Like, how can you be? I'm gonna let it go.
No, I get you. But listen, nobody like me will say it like this. I would rather have a Godfrey than a D.L. Hughley.
Oh,
so if we're gonna have to choose between comedians that are talking politically, I think I'll take a Godfrey every day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Before we deal with a Hughley, right? And I know Hughley probably ain't gonna never pay attention to this, and he never gonna pay attention to me, definitely. But I'll tell you what, brother Hughley, you are not setting us up for success.
Oh man,
you are definitely not. You are just on the line, brother.
man, they all want the bag, and I feel like they all willing to do whatever it takes to get the money.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. But yeah, you know what? I gotta agree with you there, and there's probably several other comedians I can name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could say the same shit about, man. But you wanted to, I guess we should jump to Crockett, yo, because we know we can spend a lot of time on it.
Bro, let me jump on that one, man, because let me tell you something. I found to be very interesting.
Yeah.
This was a Democratic primary, correct? Am I wrong about that? It wasn't a Democratic primary.
Anybody won nothing except the ability to go forward and fight the Republican.
Right. And can independents and Republicans vote in the Democratic primary?
I thought it was a closed primary.
I thought it was closed, right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure because at my home, now my wife is a registered Democrat. I'm an independent, so she gets mailings that I don't get, right? There are mailings that come to stuff that say Democratic this and ballots, and I'm like, well, that ain't for me, I just want to know how in the hell did they blame the Republicans for her loss in the Democratic primary? I'm watching all these videos, these reactions, these sisters in Texas and other states. Of course, it's the black man's fault. You can always count down whenever something goes wrong. It's the black man's fault in 3, 2, 1, Damn. So I saw that. Then I saw it was racism and misogyny. And, well, if it was racism and misogyny, which I don't doubt that had a hand in it, I'm not, because we know what it is. Shouldn't you be complaining about the Democratic Party? Why is that not a thing? Why did they not, even when they are defeated in their own party, it still is not their party? I don't understand that one. Now that's where I get a little miffed. Help me out, brother. Give me some clarity.
Nah, man, you're absolutely right. I think what it is Jasmine Crockett don't want to burn too many ships at once. She need one to escape on, and if she started down that road calling him racist, she did start doing. She's like, they're running ads against me where they're darker than my skin, and I know what that is. Right. He needs to call that out and all this. And I was like, here we go. Yeah. I mean, she wears so much makeup sometimes. I don't know what her true, what true
complexion or real complexion is.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what she, but I didn't see the flyers, so I didn't see the digital whatever that she said a super PAC or PAC did it. I don't know, but yeah, man, she did initially for a while there. She did went, she went. It was racist, They want, and I've been hearing a lot of that. I've been hearing them say, well, it's because they want a white man, and it's a white man. I'm like, you talking about the Democrats, right?
Right. I was about to say, well, who wants the white man then? Is it all of the people in Texas or just the Democrats?
Yeah, man.
In Texas.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I think it's amazing. But I tell you this, I just wish, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Jasmine Crockett is infamous. People know who she is, and not for all the right reasons. But if she would have leaned into the fact that she's educated, she can be very well spoken because she has the background. She's cultured. She's experienced a lot of things in a short period of time. If she leaned into that and spoke on behalf of the Black American constituency, I believe she might have been able to pull that off. I believe she could have. But I believe because she told the line on the immigrant issue and then she leaned into stereotypes about them, they were like, oh, really? Not to mention, we need to always be honest. And that's one thing I love about talking to you and our program, Beyond the Talking Points. We can be honest about the anti-Black bias and racism that permeates the Latino community. We need to always be honest about that. And most Latinos will tell you, yes, there is anti-blackness in their community. I'm not talking about just one specific. I'm talking about Cubans, Colombians, Guatemalans, Mexicans, Ecuadorians. All of them have an anti-black sentiment, right? If you were to say, hey, I want to assist the people in this community, but I also am going to help out my own community, I think she would have done better than she did. I think the days of Frances Cress Welsing, the great ancestor, and a Dr. Joy DeGruy Leary, those are sisters who leaned into their abilities and their strengths, and people loved them for it. And I think people could love Jasmine Crockett if she got rid of that damn sister girl bull crap, snatched off that wig, took off them lashes, and just been naturally who she is internally and externally. That's just my thoughts. What about you, brother?
I don't think it could have been any worse. She lost. I mean, it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
You know what, bro? I can't imagine who she really is. I guess we'll never really know.
Yeah.
What's beneath all of that is, you know, I guess it's been so lucrative for her. I mean, she went so far in the sister girl routine. I think she just, I don't know if that's innate, if it's just a reflex with her now. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's how she get down, you know? She built a name off it. It's negativity. It's what works. It's like, you know, it's like Andrew Tate. You know, it's like Nick Fuentes. It's like, you know,
Myron Gaines. Yeah.
Yeah, you become famous for something that's not positive, but without it, who are you? It's like Bill Prophet when he was fat.
You ever notice that all the people that you name, they had one thing in common. They made a lot of their bread and butter kicking in the backs of foundational Black Americans. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah,
There's an industry.
We're the most hated group.
But it's a cottage industry hating us.
Absolutely. It's a way
you can get paid.
And you don't have to be, look, and you don't have to be non-Black to do it.
Not at all. Well, I tell you what, you're right. But what I'm seeing is that the tide is changing. And under the era of Trump, which I appreciate, though, I'm gonna be honest. I appreciate it. The era of Trump is doing wonders for us.
Well, somebody else has a baton of hate.
Listen, when they are feeling emboldened, they're like, well, we don't need you to say it anymore. We can say it ourselves. We don't need Officer Tatum. We don't need a Hyde's twins. We know even Nick Fuentes he's going head to head with Candace Owens. We don't need a Candace Owens anymore. Called her a conservative DEI hire. You know, so I'm very happy about the age of Trump because it's helping us to galvanize and say, you know what? We're all we have. We have no allies.
Yeah, that's very true. We don't have any allies. And that industry, man, is actually very lucrative. And a lot of people, they cut their teeth and they build their brands, they build their names, they build their money. And even, like, look at Charleston White talking about Black rappers. He couldn't have gotten any leeway talking about white rockers. You know what I'm saying? The drug habits, the underage women that go around the country following these bands. He would have got nowhere talking about how they had no moral fiber, no, you know, ethics or whatever, and it was disastrous to the community, to their own community. That hard rock stuff led to a lot of self-unalivings.
Absolutely.
A lot of heavy drug use amongst white folks. And have you ever seen anybody make a living off being up, you know, saying we need to get rid of that? No. But that's how he came up saying, hey, you know, this drill rap and all this stuff. So it's definitely, I guess my point is that it's definitely a lane for people to make money, man. But as it pertains to Jasmine Crockett, fam, I don't know if anything could have saved the man. I mean, she threw Latinos under the bus pretty far, but we ain't gonna pick no cotton. They need to be picking cotton.
Ooh, man.
And I don't know what made her do that, bro, because I was like crazy. I was like, what? Was Black people leaving her? And she felt like, let me put Black people back in. I'm losing my Black people. Let me throw Latinos under the bus. And it's like, wow, that made a lot of Latinos not support her.
Yeah, I watched a TikTok of a Cuban woman who responded. You saw that one, right? I know you did. Yeah, I know you covered it. So when I saw that, I said, uh-oh. And I said, Well, but it didn't shock me. And the reason why it didn't shock me, because it just furthered the notion that the Democrats have really fully invested into the idea of replacing us as an electorate, as a voting bloc. Yeah. They're fully invested. But what blows my mind is that they don't even consider, and Jasmine didn't even consider this. Miss Crockett, I'm sorry, Jasmine, I don't know you like that. Miss Crockett did not consider that when they do get over here, within one generation, they're going right to the Republican Party. So what makes you think they're really going to assist you in winning anything of significance? You know, and once again, I honestly believe her whole campaign was a vanity project.
Oh, yeah, man.
I mean, when she started out, what was her first ad about?
Herself.
I mean, it was about herself.
About herself, dog.
You would have thought she was running for a presidential primary.
There it is.
All she talked about was Trump.
There it is. And Trump talking about her.
Right. You didn't even talk about yourself and what you planned on doing. And my thing is this: you're talking about Trump in Texas? Where's that going to work? And I challenge people in the Democratic Party, specifically upper leadership, to get outside of their bubbles, get outside of those little spheres that they consider to be real life, and actually talk to your constituency, talk to your people. Because I actually had a conversation with somebody recently about your good friend Hakeem Jeffries.
I got all these friends.
That was your friend. You know, he's actually my representative.
Oh, damn.
And I have yet to see this man do anything.
Wow.
So I tell people, don't say a word to me about Hakeem Jeffries unless you live in his district, and I do. Right? And I'm looking around, and people are talking about, well, what has she done for people in Texas? My son, he's a Dallas. My son was raised primarily, and my eldest son was primarily raised in Dallas. Wow. And he said himself, I don't never remember hearing nothing about this woman. He said, how long has she been in office, Pop? I said, I don't know, man. He said, as long as I've been an adult, I've never really heard of her doing anything. And now he's born and bred and raised in Dallas.
Well, I think she's really from Missouri.
I know she's from Missouri, but she was representing Dallas.
Right. So yeah, she's not even from the area, really.
Right, exactly.
The worst thing about it, Doc, is that I saw black people turn each other down, going at each other's neck over this woman, and she didn't even have a real campaign, bro. It's like she didn't even try to win. In my opinion, she just is like, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. I mean, how you not gonna have an actual campaign staff?
And you pointed out the fact that she said, hell, if we gonna lose, you might as well lose with me. You know, that should never be your slogan. No, if you go lose with me. You know, that doesn't resonate with most people.
No, it doesn't. That's not a reason for people to come out the house.
And what were some of her white constituents saying? I love Jasmine Crockett. I love her, but I'm going to vote for Tallarico because I believe he can win.
It is.
When I heard that, and I heard more than one person say that on social media, but I said, do you know you're not going to win at all? Did you know that? I don't, that's not going to happen. A Democrat's not going to take that seat. It's not going to happen.
Man, yeah, this is an exercise. Now, if anybody has a chance, it's possible Tallarico, not just because he's white, but also because Beto O'Rourke was white and is white.
Yes.
But it's more than that. It's the evangelical thing as well, the Christian thing. Mm-hmm. So he has that working for him. And then, depending on who wins, there's the Cornyn or Paxson, I think it is. Yeah, one's a little stronger. One's the incumbent. The other one has less entrenched. So he may have a shot depending on which one. But
right.
It is. And they were saying if they beat each other up enough, right, that maybe that one will be bruised enough that you might be able to secure something. And Tallarico's just, he's careful. Way he uses his words, like he's not out there, abolish ICE and
no, he's not doing that.
He's not on that shit.
Yeah. My question is, what's next for Miss Jasmine Crockett? That's what I'd like to know. Everyone's saying the same thing. She's probably going to land on CNN or MS Now, or maybe she's going to do a podcast. Maybe she can get with Native Land or Native Tongue. What is those? With Angela Rye with Letters on the Side and and what's the name of that? The Native Tongue was the Native Land podcast.
Yeah, Native Land Pod. Yeah.
Maybe she'll be a reoccurring guest on there. I think she'll align very well with those three.
Yeah, go work with Charlamagne on their Netflix thing. Go over there with them. I mean, she could be their legal, attorney resident attorney for the show or something.
Yeah, we have legal issues.
Yeah, why not? I mean, there was a sister that was working with, I forget who it was working with OJ for a minute.
Okay.
Who was working in that capacity with the Breakfast Club a few years ago.
I didn't know that.
Her name. Yeah, used to come on the Breakfast Club office. So, there's room for that to happen. I'm sure Stacey Abrams is doing something where somebody with a law degree can be effective. I don't know exactly where. I know Crockett's law license is like 3 or 4 states. So
did you see there? See, I'm talking about people when you tune into Tim Black and Dr. Abdullah, you learn some things. I'm learning something right now. I didn't know about the lawyer that was advising the Breakfast Club or the law degree and Abrams. I didn't know any of that. But thank you, Brother Black. I appreciate you.
It's all good, man. I look glad to be of service, sir.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Tourette's, man? Moving on, what do you think about the Tourette's?
Oh, the BAFTA, man. Listen, wait a minute. I'm trying to think. The Oscars are. When are the Oscars? Is it tomorrow? Is it next week? Is it tonight? I thought it was this week. Tonight. It's not tonight. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Listen, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and I'm a follower of I follow the work. I say that. I like to be very specific. I follow the work and the commentary of Brother Tariq Nasheed.
Oh, okay.
And he spoke specifically about the BAFTA incident and the Tourette's, and a lot of things came out, specifically that there was a 2-hour delay in that broadcast. And they were able to successfully edit out someone saying Free Palestine. Yeah. But they could not edit out him yelling out the N-word, knowing that he himself forewarned them that it may be an issue. They said, oh, don't worry about it. If something happens, we'll edit it out. They had no intention of doing so. And Brother Nasheed's position is that was a humiliation ritual, a little hazing, because of course they hate when we receive accolade. It was kind of like, let's put these Negroes in their place.
Yeah.
And I genuinely believe that, man. I do not for any second believe that they didn't know that was going to happen. They couldn't have stopped it. Not to mention there's another variable that a lot of people have not considered. And I actually talked about it in a recent video that I just filmed. It's about culture, the culture of an institution, culture of a nation. For example, when you find out about, I'm going to use something from my own personal professional experiences. When you see a school where there's rampant racism amongst the students, you would say, well, why is this going on? What's happening? Well, I'll tell you. What's happening is the culture of the school has allowed it to fester by not penalizing and issuing consequence to the perpetrators of the act. Now, follow me. The problem in the UK is that they have a very large continental African and Caribbean Black population who do not feel the level of sting about that word that we feel. So when that word is spoken, they know it's a slur, but a lot of Caribbeans and continental Africans don't think that word applies to them. So if you were to follow the whole BAFTA thing, you'd have saw that there were a lot of UK Blacks that were defending it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought this was amazing, but I paused and I said, you know what? They're not foundational to our land. That word doesn't have the same level of intensity to them that it has for us. And the culture of that peninsula, because it's not a continent. I don't care. It's, I don't know, you talk about 7 continents. It's a peninsula. Europe is a peninsula. Once again, Europe is a peninsula, not a continent, right? And on that peninsula, that culture is that we can do that to you because you're beholden to us for your citizenship, for your daily bread. Whereas we can turn up over here because we are citizens. You can't deport us nowhere. Like that. I don't know if you know this, but Mr. Nasheed is not allowed in the UK.
Wow.
He's banned.
Wow.
He was on his way over there to do a screening for Hidden Colors 4 or 5, and they turned him around. So you can't come in our country.
Damn.
So they know that we have a different spirit. So BAFTA knew, we can get this off because our Negroes, they're not going to have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Those Negroes across the pond, they'll be okay. They'll be all right. But now BAFTA is now is synonymous with anti-Black rhetoric.
There it is.
So I want to know what's going to happen next year in the event that one of our films is nominated for an award. Will they even nominate our films for an award now? That's to be thought of as well.
Wow.
Because one thing I can tell you about white supremacy, it is always looking for an opportunity to upgrade and retool itself. And that's exactly what happened with BAFTA.
The only thing that disappointed me about all the fallout about it was I felt people were going at the guy with the Tourette's and giving him 99% of the drama, but not giving it to BAFTA.
I agree.
Because they're the ones who let it air. I mean, it doesn't matter what is done when it's not on air. But the fact they let that shit go on air, that was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, it's just that I know, I know some people think that he did that, he must be racist if he said it.
Right.
I don't know the levels. I know there's different levels of Tourette's.
Mm-hmm.
My son was dating a young lady who had Tourette's.
Okay.
And he invited her over for it was like Thanksgiving or something. He was like,
wow.
he had to tell me, say, Dad, she got Tourette's. I was like, okay. So I had to become a little educated because I'm like, okay, what does this mean? He said, well, sometimes she might say some things, Just so happens she didn't say anything crazy. She ain't nigga at the table or nothing. That'd have been bad. But but he would just let me know that she could, so I don't think her level of Tourette's was that aggressive. I noticed it's a word for it. It's a type of condition of Tourette's. There's different types of Tourette's. Okay. So I know that it's involuntary. But I know people didn't want to hear that shit. So whether they want to hear it or not, I know I had the experience and I actually have, some exposure to it. Yeah. But that being said, even if we don't agree on that part, they let that go out. They let it play. They did it. I feel like they did it for money. Mm-hmm. I don't think they did it to hurt anybody other than they didn't care who it hurt. And they wanted more publicity for this show.
And I tell you what, brother, how many of us knew what BAFTA was until this incident?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah. You hit the money. Oh, listen, brother, you teaching tonight because I'm going to say something that you said. I'm going to be honest. I never truly considered the fact that in all actuality, he was a victim.
There you go.
Because guess what? He tried to forewarn them. So whether he does have racist ideological thought processes, which most likely he does, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, even like we tell people all the time, you could be anti-Black all you want, but you better keep it to yourself. Right? We don't care if you're anti-Black. Keep it to yourself and don't impede the progress of my people. But he took the necessary steps to say, hey, you may not want me here.
Yeah.
Because this might not go well.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine if you're a person that has that condition and you can't fight that well. You gotta be careful where you go. You don't want to be around certain people. Like, yo, you know, it's in you. Like when you see a black person, you've been conditioned by society.
That's
you know what
right.
they refer to, you know, quietly and quiet as it's kept. So in your subconscious, that word is there, and you be like, I don't know if you saw Jim Carrey movie, Liar Liar.
Absolutely. When he couldn't control the truth coming out. That's exactly what it is, brother. See what I'm talking about? People, you see Brother Black teaching tonight, you better stay tuned in. Stop playing with this, brother.
I mean, y'all need to think about the ass whoopers this guy could have caught his doing. If he lived in Compton or if he lived in Memphis or
Chicago, if he lived in Detroit or Brooklyn, it'd be a problem.
Ass whoopers if he lived in Landover, Maryland. If he lived over there by the
we're gonna add a costume with that foolishness. See what happens.
What I'm saying. Nobody would want to hear shit about you. But I got a condition. So I'm like a poor guy. Poor guy, like, you know, nobody wants to get beat up for something they didn't mean to say.
Yeah. and this, you know, the funny part about it is, if he were in a circumstance around us, he couldn't even forewarn us. Matter of fact, you forewarned us. Now we waiting for it. He's like, well, yeah, you might say that. Well, let's see how this work out. And we're going to sit there and wait for it. As soon as you do it, we're going to give you the business. But he actually tried to tell them.
Tell them.
And they said, no, I think probably they didn't even consider that. But when he said it, they said, oh, they started doing the Birdman hand rub, you know, and got happy, like, oh, we about to really get these Negroes.
Yeah, we about to get,
and they got big Negroes too.
There you go.
Those are some big Negroes on that stage.
Some big time promotion, boy. We can't buy that. That's earned ink, earned media right there, baby. You can't pay for that.
Listen, some of us, you know how we are. We always ready. Listen, Black Americans, Foundation of Black Americans, we always already set. We're going to be watching BAFTA like this next year.
And see?
We're going to be waiting. And I think, brother, once again, you teaching tonight. I think that was the point. That was the point, brother. Instant publicity.
About the cottage industry.
Brother.
About the cycle, the financial cycle, the business model of going after black people is a very lucrative business model. And they just put their chips on the table. They just got to return on their investment.
Yep. And guess what? You know what? Now that I'm even thinking further, because you got my wheels turning, if they follow our patterns, our traditional patterns, they know we're offended. We get all up in arms. We make a big huff. And then guess what? Slowly but surely, we forget all about it. But guess what? But they still got the publicity for free.
That's why Elon Musk may or may not be racist, but he knows if he has racist things said on his platform, we gonna respond.
Oh, we gonna say something.
We gonna respond. Therefore, there goes the engagement. There goes the advertising revenue, because we create the momentum. Now, if this was a site in the UK, it probably wouldn't be that big a deal. They just allow these wankers. They laugh off a bunch of racist comments, but not us.
Yeah, we gonna respond. You're definitely right, brother.
Jesse Lee Peterson would not have a career, neither would the Hodge twins and Officer Tatum.
Or Anton Daniels. You know, none of those guys. You're absolutely right, brother. You're absolutely right. Man. And that's why I like chopping it up with you, brother, because you give me new insight, man, because I'm thinking this man is a racist. We know he is, and he just exposed himself, never considering the fact that he's a victim in this situation purely because he gave them a good heads up, and they didn't want to listen.
They didn't want to listen.
Yeah, man. So I would say that I would love to see what happens with the Oscars. You know, because if brother Jordan,
Coogler,
Michael B. Jordan and Coogler, and what's the brother, our Jamaican cousin who played was up on stage with him, what's his name?
Delroy
Lindo. Somebody needs to walk away with some major accolades.
Man, they already set records, so I'm sure they're gonna do something.
Right. And you know, I remember the last time we were in this position, I know you remember, is when Malcolm X.
Oh, yeah.
When that film didn't receive any rewards, and we were in an uproar. I think right now we're already set right now with the Oscars, and I want to see how the academy is going to play that out.
Right.
Because they're already, I don't know if you've been following it online like I have, and which direction. I know you follow everything, but you can follow things in different directions. And what I've seen is that they're now gearing up to say, oh, if he wins, it's because they felt bad about what happened at BAFTA. And they're going to say, oh, if he wins, that means it's like a DEI win. They just did it to make them feel better because of what happened at BAFTA. And I'm like, did you ever consider that maybe it was a good project with great acting, a great screenplay? You ever consider that? It never comes to their mind that that's probably what it is. Isn't that something?
Never comes to mind, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we got, I don't know, man. We got Patti LaBelle and we got term limits. Patti LaBelle is very short, but she does have singing in it. Well, she doesn't have singing, but there's music in the clips. I'm wondering, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do Plies, right?
Oh.
You see what Plies said about Latinos?
Brother, he's a day late and $1 short. We've been telling him that stuff for how many years, brother? Ever since he sashayed and buck danced his way onto the scene, tap dancing for Miss Harris, or right. what's her real last name? Iman or something like that.
I don't know her real name.
Yeah, her real last name. Yeah. When he was buck dancing for her, we said, do you realize she's not going to do anything for the Foundation of Black American Community? She said it with her whole chest.
Whole chest, bro.
She said it with her whole chest. I ain't going to do nothing for specifically only for Black people. No.
And then giggle.
Right.
Right.
And I played that for every person that was voting for her. He was buck dancing and shoe shining for her. And then he went on talking about the immigrants and illegal immigrants and ICE. And we were like, do you know they really don't mess with us like that? But he wants to fight. Now he's up there copping pleas.
Yeah.
Like, I just not asking them the question. Let me tell you something that everybody's foundational Black American grandmama or mama said. If you got to ask, you already know.
You already know.
So you already knew they wasn't messing with us, man. Cut it out.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Plies put out this clip where he's asking Latino Americans, Latino Americans because they vote.
Yeah.
He asked the Latino Americans, do they rock with Black people? Is he tripping or, shit. Hold on, man. Let me go ahead and
go cue it up, brother, so they can see what we're talking about. If they don't know. You got a savvy audience, brother, followers of Tim Black TV, they're savvy, so they probably see it. Let's go and talk about it.
But this to my just real quick. But this to my Latino brothers and sisters that follow me on here. I'm trying to get y'all to educate me on something. I'm being dead ass serious. I ain't even being funny. I'm trying to see kind of what y'all feel. I'm trying to let y'all educate me on it because I don't want to be viewing y'all the wrong way. So I'm trying to figure out, do y'all feel like y'all align more with Black folk, or do y'all feel like y'all align more with Caucasian? And the reason I say that is because when I used to hear Black and brown people, and I always thought we was like jointed to the hip. Like I always thought we was the Black folk, Latino, brown, So I always thought we kind of shared some of the same struggles, same hardships, same, just, we were similar. I remember growing up, all my Latino buddies, they was on what I was on. But now that I look at it, it ain't as clear to me no more. And I'm trying to ask y'all, do y'all feel, Latino brothers and sisters, do y'all feel y'all are more in line with Black folk? Or do y'all feel like y'all are now more aligned with Caucasians?
Okay, let's get him out of here, man.
Go get him up off the screen, man. He's making me upset. You're pissing me off, Plies. You're getting me tight over here, Plies. Come on, Plies. You know better. You know the answer to that question when you came to the internet. You knew the answer. You knew they wasn't messing with us. You just wanted to prove to yourself. But all you had to do was look in the comment section of any video, and you'd have known they don't mess with us, brother. Come on, man. You fell off bad on that one, brother. You could have just walked away gracefully. But to ask that question, you knew the answer. And I think I want to know, now that he's been awakened to this fact, it's not an opinion, it's a fact, what other things is going to pivot on? I want to know. I want to watch this guy. I want to wait and see. What do you think? What are you going to do, brother Champ?
Man, Ply's too old to be so immature, man. You know, I want to say he knows better, but I don't know, man. He's been playing it. He's like Crockett, playing a role like it's a college-educated dude. He's 50 years old, college-educated. He don't know how the world work by now. Latino people are riding for Latino people. They ride for themselves.
Yeah.
They come from different countries. It ain't even solidarity amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Brown people. What the hell is that? As you pointed out, there's Guatemalans, there's Ecuadorians, there's Puerto Ricans. Well, Puerto Ricans are Americans, but there's Mexicans. These people have different cultures. They're from different places. They believe in different shit. They have different ways that they get down in. But they're and what motivates them is, do you rock with blacks and whites? And probably the first thing they would think is, which one's paying more?
Yeah.
Which one's gonna hook me up more? Like, I don't know. What are you offering? Like, this is just dumb. Joined at the hip. Joined at the hip. Does that make any sense at all? Is that something a grown man says? Like, no, man. Nobody. This fallacy that people of color. This is all bullshit, man. That's why when we talk about foundational Black Americans, we're talking about we need to galvanize around who we are, Black Americans who have built this country. We need to make sure that we are solidified as a group so that we can get what our demands are met, so that we can make demands of politicians and be able to voice what's necessary for our communities. We cannot rely on we all together. We a melting pot.
Yeah.
Everybody else is not on that. When people come to this country, I believe they come to this country to get their shit right. They come to this country.
Absolutely.
For many reasons, but they do not come here to work with us.
No, that's not their goal. That's not why they left their countries. They didn't say, hey, let me leave, like we discussed in our last broadcast we did together. They came here to take. They came here to build their resources, get their weight up. And I'm going to say this to you, brother, and this might be a little controversial.
Do it.
I absolutely have no issue with the Latino community being that way.
No, it's smart.
I have why would I? Thank you, brother. You cooking tonight. It's smart. It's smart to put your community first. It's nothing wrong with that. Because guess what? If we operate the same way, if they have anti-Black sentiment, it wouldn't even bother us. Why do you think Chinatown, K-Town, Little Cuba, Little Italy, Germantown, they still thrive despite the anti-ness of their communities? Because they didn't care. They like, we know you don't like us. That's okay. We're going to build over here. You stay there, we stay here. We're build, you'll build. The problem is that we're so busy trying to align ourselves with other groups that when we find out another group is not working in our interest, we feel betrayed. But we shouldn't.
Because they never were aligned with us to begin with. They were never working with us to begin with. That is something Democrats have told you so you feel better about being replaced.
Absolutely. You're cooking with hot grease tonight, brother.
That's all that is. It's a mental game, right? And some Black people have indoctrinated themselves into believing it to their own detriment. Nobody else operates like that. Hey, look, I remember there was a video I did about 13 years ago. It was my first viral video. There was a biker, I think it was in New York. I'm not certain it was New York, but I think it was. It was an Asian guy named Mr. Lin. And Mr. Lin was in his Range Rover with his and these bikers were in his way, and he was trying to get around him, and I think his wife threw a water bottle at him because they were in the way.
Why does that sound familiar? I might have saw that video you did, brother.
They brake checked him, and he stopped, and they started beating on his truck.
Yeah.
He's in his truck with him and his wife. It's a Sunday. Their baby's in the back in the car seat. They got scared and just rolled off. They ran over a dude. And then the bikers chased him down, dragged him out of his truck, and beat his ass.
Yeah.
They almost killed him. When I saw that this happened, I was like, these bikers, they beat up a guy in his own truck that they stopped to begin with. So I agree with him. I say, look, if you try to stop me, I'm going to run your ass over. If I'm in my car, you try to stop me, y'all try to beat me up, I'm gonna run over you and keep driving.
Well within his rights, brother.
Bruh. But there was an Asian dude, I'll never forget, an Asian dude wrote me. He said, Mr. Black, I don't understand. Why you support us? The biker was black. I'm like, first of all, he's not black. He's like mixed something. He's with some, I forget it.
Got something going on, right?
He brown skinned, right? You know what I'm saying? He in New York, right? So he is maybe West India or something, whatever. But he could not understand because no matter what, if it would have been a black guy, if it would have been an Asian guy, if he was in my position, he'd have did the opposite because he gonna ride with his group regardless of what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the point of the story is that's when I realized, damn, he was shocked that I supported an Asian guy who got beat up by a bunch of bikers. Now, also the bikers were off-duty cops. So that was another reason why I didn't like it, because I'm like, these are cops.
Right.
Beating up guys. So anyway, so the point is, yeah, man, it's the tribalism. People make it seem like we're the most tribal group on the internet, that we're the ones that make a lot of decisions based on race. But quiet as it's kept, a lot of other groups do the same thing.
You know, I just thought about something when you were telling that story. I think it goes to speak to our, as a community, as foundational Black Americans, we are, and I've heard this a lot over the last 2 to 3 years, but it just resonated so much right when you told that story, that we are the moral conscience of this nation. So much so that we will jump on another one of us if they're wrong. We believe in justice. We believe in it to a fault. We say right is right, wrong is wrong. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever heard a person from another community say that. I'm thinking now, my memory isn't what it used to be because I'm not a young buck anymore. I'm far from a young buck, but I only remember us expressing that sentiment that right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm going to ride with the right no matter who does it, right? And we know that other communities, justice is conditional. If you do something wrong to somebody else, I'm going to ride with you to the bitter end. And if I want to chastise you, it's going to be at home in private. I'll chastise you in private. But us, man, we'll jump on you. My brother did something wrong. You've seen videos of people turning in their brother and turning in their father and stuff like that, and their mother going to jail like, well, she was wrong. Other communities would look at us like we're crazy.
Man.
Because we genuinely believe in justice, brother. We believe in it, no matter the color. But I'm not saying that we should deviate from that mindset. But I am saying that we need to look out for us first, second, and third.
Yeah.
And if we do that, we won't, brother, we don't have a history of bothering other people. We don't have a history of that.
Here's the thing, and I agree with you. I agree that that was like 13 years ago. I'm a different guy now. Even though I was just making videos on the internet and just giving my opinion about what happened, and looking at it from the perspective of being a dad, being with your family, and some biker dudes cutting you off, and being legitimately scared. But I'll say this, fam, we got to learn to hold each other accountable to us.
To us.
Yeah, like, that's the problem. That's like, we'll call another Black person a sellout for holding another black person accountable to us.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, I'm like, dog, I'm a song because I'm calling out Don Lemon. Yeah, Don
but you know what, though, the funny part about that is, brother, we got to build on that, man. Let's go down the street with that, because guess what? If you call out Byron Donaldson, anybody got no problem. So it's not about culture, it's not about color, it's about politics, it's about the D or the R.
Yep.
Because I guarantee if Don Lemon was his same self, but a Republican version,
oh God,
oh, they would be applauding you. Your subscriber count would go up about 1,000, right? By the way, deviate from the conversation quickly. I want to give a special shout out to the Twitter handle Cornbread Mafioso. There was a long conversation, a thread, and you were in that conversation, Brother Black. Wow. They listed the top broadcast that spoke to foundational Black American issues.
Man, they need to have you on that list, bro.
I threw my name up in there, but they said, don't forget Tim Black TV, and people said people be sleeping on Tim Black. So you made the list. But back to the point, we need to hold each other accountable despite political affiliation, but we need to hold ourselves accountable to one another.
To one another, bro. To
one another, man. It's family. That's what family does. You didn't get your butt whooped in the street. Well, I mean, sometimes you might have, depending on the street you lived on. Right, but for the most part, you went in the house and got your butt tore up, right? That's what we need to do. Tear that butt up inside the house. No pause. You know what I mean?
Man, the Democratic Party is not the Black Party. It's just a party that has a few Black people in it.
Exactly.
Don't get it twisted. They doing the same. It's a white party with a bunch of rich white people running it.
Right.
Don't get it twisted. Stop thinking because DL is in the Democrats that it's Black. No. Mm-hmm. And they deserve all the smoke. All of it.
Yes.
Damn it. So, yeah, this more compass thing, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. We want to ride on justice and stand up for justice. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it. We had some John Brown?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been some white people that they got lynched right along with us.
Yeah, they was ready to get it in for us. They was already separate us. Yeah.
Some did. You know, they lost their lives fighting for Black people. So it's happened. It's like, but when it happens, it's low, nobody talks about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't know, man. I think they want us to stay divided as long as possible. It's good for business.
It really is, brother. For everything, and I had to learn this over time, brother. Whenever there's a painful situation, the pain you're feeling is paying someone else.
Whew.
Someone benefits from your pain. And people say that's not true. Yeah, if I get hit right now by a car, the ambulance driver's getting paid, the ER, the triage nurse is getting paid, the surgeon's getting paid, the nurse is getting paid. Every pain that I suffer, somebody's gonna get paid for it, brother. And that's just not physical. That's emotional, that's mental, that's social, that's spiritual. Think about it. The preachers, you come in there broken, spiritually broken, they're getting paid. You go to school, you can't learn properly. The psychologist, the social worker, the teacher, they're getting paid. The principal's getting paid. Pain equals payment for someone. So you don't think that someone's getting paid off of our psychological pain, brother? You're crazy if you don't.
Democrats making a lot of money off of it, boy. Woo! What's happening with our communities?
I think that the money train is drying up a little bit, though, brother. I think it's drying up a little bit. It ain't a lot, but it's a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because we're starting to say, wait a second. We've been doing this dance for 60 plus years. What are we getting out of this now?
That's it.
And I'm gonna say it. I'll probably say it almost every time we get on here, brother. Once the baby boomers and Gen X clear out, you're gonna see some major changes in our community.
Wow.
I genuinely believe that. It's a morbid statement considering that, me and you, we both Gen X, but it's just a fact of the matter, brother. We are antiquated in our thinking.
Yeah.
And the Democrats have taken advantage of that for 2-3 generations now, man.
Shit. Well, look, Dr. Musa, man, I appreciate you coming through again, once again,
Always.
so we can have this amazing episode, fam. We want extra innings on this joint. Anything you like to say as we wrap up?
I would like to say, first and foremost, please feel free to follow me at All Things Education Official. Follow me on my social media handles at Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X. Also, follow my brother Tim Black. Follow him on TikTok, man. He's putting out great content there. Engage him. He talks back to you. He's not just because he's doing good content and he's putting a lot out there. He makes time to respond. And thank you for another episode of Beyond the Talking Points.
Beyond the Talking Points.
Yeah.
That's it, y'all, man. Go find Dr. Musa Abdullah, man. All Things Education Official. Follow him and the FBA. What's the FBA Education? What's that?
Foundational Black American Male Educational Perspective. Yeah. FBA Educator on TikTok.
That sounds good, bruh.
Yeah.
Shit. I need a longer name. I need some spice with my Tim Black. That's it. I need to give myself some credibility up in this.
What are you talking about? They say, man, follow Cornbread Mafioso on Twitter. You're on X. He's talking about it. Cornbread Mafioso. He talked about Tim Black TV. You made the list. I appreciate it. You made the cut, brother.
Yeah, man. Every bit helps. Shout out to Cornbread Mafioso. Yeah. Thanks for the shout out, man. Don't forget my brother, Dr. Musa, though, man. That's why I need docs, man, that rock with me, man. Yeah. Make me look smarter than I am, bro. I need that. I need the backup. All right, bro. Look, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. for the next Tim Black Show. I appreciate y'all. Remember, stay courageous, stay bold, but most of all, stay dangerous. Dr. Musa.
Peace.
Peace.